and welcome back to Opally Hour, and we are on day 8 of our Holo Magic City build. So this is what we did yesterday. I was actually ended up being reasonably happy with my darts, really. I mean, for what you're going to see of them anyway. A little vending machine, nice and straightforward. I like the fact that my hymn book stand, which they call, what was it, display stand or something, I don't even think it was that. My little bath, could have put that at an angle, afterthought. And our stools both stand up, and our little plaque. So I thought, just before we get started for today, I will show you all the little bits and pieces that we have done, because we've done a lot. I keep them all on a little tray. Let me see if I can make room for these ones, and see if I can bring them in. And this is what we've done. So we have actually done a ton. So one correction I did was on my newspaper stand. So, and you may see them on the ends here, instead of doing what I did, which was put them in the grooves, which seemed more sensible, there are tiny holes and you can just see them. This was not a process that obviously I did. I didn't feel like doing, and I didn't notice, but I do on re-looking at this stuff. So we have actually achieved quite a lot of stuff. So it's taken quite a while to prepare for today. So a lot of cutting out. We are going to be doing a lot of stuff in bulk, so we like this and we can get a move on. So let's get started. All right, so this is the first stage. This is lots of suitcases. I've cut them all out, I've scored them, and we can do it. Nice thing about this was things like this, which you'll see and use soon, came ready to cut out. I was expecting to have to do that, and I do not. So this is all quite a straightforward process. So they are all scored, all cut out. So I'll do a couple, and when they're dry I'll come back and we'll do those bits. So let's see. And this is on page 13 now. Unlucky for some, my glue doesn't want to work, so pretty unlucky for my glue. I am using Beacon. It's all kind of paper today pretty much, so most of what we do today will be Beacon. So I'm just going to get it wrapping around the main part of it, and then what I'll do with the ends. So quite straightforward, just line it up and stick it. And this glue nicely comes off of me, being that I tend to get glue if I add. So I'll do another one and then do the rest. Give them a couple of minutes to dry, doesn't need long. Lifted that one. And none of these are stickers, these are just all cutouts. The next stage has stickers there. So let me do another one. So they're not all the same, but they kind of are and they're kind of not. So I'm just going to get this going. So Beacon is quite a stringy glue, not as stringy as B7000. That one kind of takes the limit as far as stringiness goes. And again, I have scored it. I just haven't bent this one ready to go, but it is scored. And just make sure it's in there. Pop a bit on the ends. I'll get the other 3 done. And we will be ready for the black pieces. So far the first 2 I've done don't need any of the black pieces, I don't think, anyway. But let me get the others done and I'll be back in 2 ticks. Alright, so I haven't really left them to dry particularly. So this one's slightly different. These 2 we're not going to do anything else to whatsoever. These 2 we are going to be putting these longer strips on. So let's get those going. So what you want to do is basically wrap it. So I'm going to go from the back. Yeah, I cut this one a little bit too tight, didn't I? So I'm just going to get them going. So a strip there, a strip here, and the same with this one. Let's get it where it meets. A strip here and a strip there. So I'm going to get those 4 on. So basically we're going to wrap it. I'm going to do it about halfway, I think. Like so. Maybe in a bit more. It's up to you. use your judgment on this, and maybe about halfway on this one too. And while that is taken, these are for the handles, and they are on all three of these, so I'll give that a second. Give me something to work with. So what we do with these is we bend them over this pole. You're going to need this pole again, by the way, for next step or the one after, one of them. So you want to bend them around here. I can pick it up. Could use tweezers. Could use. Oh, my nail. And basically you will then have them flattened on the side, which I'll do in a second. Just get them rounded first. Okay, and then you're just going to flatten the edges, turn them upwards so that they can go on the case. And you should be able to just give them a little push. And we do it on this one. This one's coming undone. Didn't put enough glue on or enough pressure. Either way. So that's the top, the way that picture is. And it's just going to go on here. So which one did I do? This one, I think. So it's going to go like this. And then the other side down. So you've got a little handle for your suitcase or briefcase. It's a bit more pointy than it probably should be. If you push it closer together, you can get more of a handle. Put it a bit even, and then we have something like that. And those other two are going to need that as well, but I'm going to get these ones finished wrapping. So I'm going to put some down there, some down here. So it will get on you. Can't odds the glue getting on you for this. And then stay on there, my friend. A little bit here, and a little bit here to meet up. And then I'm just going to get the other ones done. The other one done, and then both the handles on here. And I will show you and get myself cleaned up. Okay, and here we are. So this one got a bit more gluified than I would like, but in the scheme of things, I will probably try and peel off some of that glue, but everything else turned out to be fine. Got some nice handles on there, the ones which are meant to have. I don't know why the others don't get any, but they don't. Maybe because they got fake ones on top. Yeah, both have fake ones and fake straps too. Maybe that's why. Right, next. So right in the middle of doing all this stuff, we suddenly do a plant. How strange, I say. But nevertheless, you take the whole thing and you put it through and you stick it there. So I'm going to cut it down. What to use? Scissors maybe? So you want to just make sure it doesn't poke from the bottom and you get it down enough. So that should be fine. And this I will use tacky. The one thing I am really liking, particularly about today, is the fact that everything's in bulk. So the next thing we're going to do is a ton of boxes. And it's all, like I say, nicely in bulk. So you do one, you just move on and do the other one. Rinse and repeat. And we're making 3 boxes this time. Okay, so that's how we're looking. Should show you before I put it to one side. There we go. Okay, it stands up. That can go away. I don't think we need tacky for the rest of the steps, maybe. And then we have our boxes. So again, I have scored them already. You can see why it took quite a bit of prep time. And this is where your newspapers, you might get ones that you don't overly approve of their wording. So, right, box wise. So they've all been pre-scored. You are going to want, let's see which one's which, the top one, the one with more square edges, to be going that way, and the other ones to be going down along with the end here. Ooh, that wasn't particularly well scored. And the ones which are going inside will be making the box, and the other ones will not, so wasn't being gluified again. Okay, so a little bit of glue on here. Beacon doesn't really come out in steps called little. It's like that's not in my name. And one on top here. And that other one could be the one which goes on the top there. So I like to have the little ones under, like so, and around. Put that side one on. Go on. Oh yeah, it's a tiny side one. If you cut a bit extra, I don't blame you. And just make it into a box like so. And then hold it together with your tweezers. You are going to need that rod in this, by the way. And that we do 3 times, exactly the same, no different from any of them. So just hold it together for a second. It shouldn't take long, especially with beacon. And then these fold outwards like so, and that is your box done. So I'm going to put that to one side for a second and show you the next step, and then I'll get on and do them all. So then you take your newspapers, and some are bigger than others. You will roll them around this one, and it's up to you how you roll them. You could do it the other way around, and it's up to you how you position it. This one says the Dark Lord something. I'm not going to read them all, but anyway, I'm going to cover some of it up. I don't even know what that relates to. I hope that that's because of my innocence rather than I've missed a crucial part of something. Anyway, only thing I think of when it says Dark Lord is games, computer games. Just roll it around and make this, and you are going to make 8 scrolls, and they are going to vary in thickness. Glue it, scroll, take it off, put them to one side. So let me get those all done, boxes and that, very quick from your view. Okay, making your 3 boxes. One of them you want to enclose, so you want to fold it opposite way and enclose it. I can go over there. And then we are going to put our 8 scrolls in, so 4 in each one. Doesn't matter really how. So I'm just going to get some glue in here, a reasonable chunk. And same with this one, whose looks a bit lopsided, this box, but it's kind of okay. Put those in. We'll be needing more beacon. It doesn't end here. It's very much a day of little things, but the good news is we really are coming to an end. So have them at different angles, don't have them the same. Like they're plonked in there more than anything. So like I say, it doesn't really matter how you have them, long as they are in. So something like that I'm going with. Put that to one side. Next, we are doing more boxes with some stickers, like you guys, because you got stickers. And again, I have pre-scored this, so this is slightly different. So what you're going to do, it's not that different, is glue the big tab at the end of each of them. So there's 4 in total, and I will show you, and then you'll want to give it a minute in between probably. You can probably just do it if you want, but I'm going to give it a second. My stick needs cleaning now. Okay, maybe we don't need to use it for anything else. So just going to take that one end and fold it into the farthest end like this, so it's like a long cracker almost. If you're English, you know what Christmas crackers are, so it looks kind of like that. You want to give that a second before we do the rest. So I'll get these done. And my stickers, obviously, I have cut them all out. I'm just going to glue them straight on. I'm not going to. I did give it a second coat of that stuff, but I don't think it made any difference, to be honest. Sadness. But I will find a use for it. So it wasn't a total waste. I thought I got all the glue off me, but I guess not. Okay. I'll do that to all of them, and then by the time I've done this was the worst one for me to cut out, by the way, this one in my hand, because it's actually really difficult to see the lines, because what they do is they have it in a rectangular piece, all the same. So the newspaper article in this case is all rectangular, and then it has small lines in it for you to cut it out. It was tricky for me old eyes. And same with that one, last one to go. Then we go back to the first one and we should be ready. And this won't take long at all, she says. Okay, we'll square it up a bit. Didn't crease this one very well. Always going to be one. So, go back to the first one, and all you're going to do for each end is poke in the sides like so, and then poke in the tops on top and glue it down. So one dab of glue on here, and take it straight across. Oops. I want it to have a string there. And then do the same with the other side, and do that with all three boxes. Which one did I have underneath this one? I guess try and keep both ends the same, but I don't know how much it really matters. And pop this one in like so. And that is your box, but we are not finished with the boxes. We then have stickers to put on them. So they have, I think it's 10 stickers in 4 boxes. So you're going to have 2 on one and 3 on 2 of them as well. So, sorry, I should start that whole sentence again. You're going to have 2 on 2 and, gosh, I can't speak, and 3 on 2. Been a while since I've done math, guys. No, I think I just said it wrong. I don't think it was to do with math. Maybe. I don't know. What was I measuring yesterday? I was measuring something, and gosh, it was difficult to work it out. It's because you don't use these things much anymore. I'm sure if I used half the skills I was taught back in the day, it'd be a very different thing. Oh, I want it the other way around. Trying to keep it the same both ends. I don't think it really matters, but just hold it for a second. Shouldn't take much. Okay. Clean my hands before doing the next one. Should get talcum powder in. Dunk my hands in talc or something. Again, bigger ones first, then one over. With it being pre-scored, it does make it a lot quicker. I don't know why I never used to pre-score back before. I just didn't even think to do it. It has been a game changer. Okay, and this one in, up. Glue and down like so. So what does it look very square? It will be fine. And then, as you've got stickers, all you do, like I say, is put 3 on one and 3 on 2 Gosh, I'm at it again. And 2 on 2. That's hard. Life is tricky. Maybe I should use my tweezers and I'd end up with less glue all over me. Okay, that one goes down first. Do that. Okay, get this done, give these a moment to dry, get my hands sorted again, and I'll be back to put my stickers on. Okay, so those have all had a moment. That one's didn't stick down. I kind of put them together and left them. Went and played ball. You know how these things go. So all we need to do is put a bit of glue on each of your parcels. I'm guessing they're travelling stickers or something. No idea what they say. So all you're doing is putting, like I say, 3 on one and 2 on another. I don't know what they symbolise. Well, maybe we'll have it around that one, as that seems to be where there's more glue. And then another one. My stickers, not stickers, don't want to go on. Okay, I've got 2 on that one. And you just do that, and because yours are stickers, it will be really quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through my pane, put them to one side, move on to the next step, which is going to be clocks. So I'm going to make this one quite a short one today, and then tomorrow we can move on to the next stages, and we are getting quite close now to being able to start to do some of the bigger things. So okay, I know I'm just carrying on here. All right, I'll be back. All right, so as you can see, we have rather a lot, but we're going to start with the 2 pictures. So we have a ghosts and ghouls, and we have a sign. Can't read that. And again, these are stickers for you, so you would need to glue them. And I think all the clocks are also stickers, so they're all going to be quite quick for you. So 5 of the clocks we're about to do, by the way, so just like this, all go on one wall of one room. Bizarre. Bizarre. I think sometimes it's just to give you something to do. How many clocks can you make? Okay, it's going to go over there for drying. Right, clocks. We have a lot. So it's going to be matching them. I don't know why I'm turning over the wooden pieces. Some of them are quite a bit thicker, so that's quite a bit thicker than this one. And then we have this little one, and then we have a big one, which they are the same, but I believe we are sticking them together. We are indeed, so we'll start there. Get my bit of wood glue. Just want to match them up. And it's the clock, which has like a blue face to it, I believe. Oh, we're going to need some chain. I forgot to bring chain. Oh, I don't know that I want it on that side. We would just use it this way around. So this is actually going to be the bottom, and we will be needing a chain. It's a grandfather clock, and picture wise it is this one. So let me get that on, and we will get the others made, and then I'll go and grab the chain, and that will finish us off for today. And we need 3 different lengths, and it's the white chain that we used for that necklace that we put on the bed, and also on, I'll just line that up. Again, if you've got a sticker, it's going to be a little easier. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm not complaining. just gonna do the bottom bit a bit better, and that is top, and that can take a moment now to dry while we get on and pop the other stickers on. Like I say, 5 of these, I can't remember which ones, all go in one room, on one wall, the same wall. Maybe it's like a travel room, it's to simulate. I'm not sure if they're all at the same time. This one is 10 to 4. That one's 10 past 2 by the looks of it. Or 10 to 2. They all have different times. Let's get this glue just on all of these, shall we? This one broke, my little anchor. One of the feet broke when I took it out. Off. This one's an owl shape, which is kind of cool. You won't believe that I went out and played ball with them. Get off me. Oh my goodness. Okay, stay on me. Obviously got more glue on me again. Okay. Another pair of tweezers. So this one's the one which is for here, and I cut them out the best I could. Obviously, if they were, you know, what you're going to have is going to make it a lot easier. I think this is the tweezers that don't meet up. Ones, you know, I keep saying I'm going to throw and never get to it. And I think my madam wants me to sit down with her. I think that's the problem. So as soon as we have done this, I will be doing so. This one I can see is going to be a lot bigger than that. I should cut around that bit. So this is the owl one, I think. Yeah. I don't know what it's like for, obviously if you had a sticker, it might very well be different to what mine's looking like. I think it's upside down for starters. And that one time-wise is 10 past 10. I can read that one better. So that's the same time as the cookery clock. Off you get. Stringy. I'll cut this one in a second. Maybe I should have carried on doing one at a time, huh? I was having less hassle with them attaching to me. And then our little one, which again needs cutting in. I thought I cut them right too. Okay, let's get that quickly done, being the glue is drying. So I'm just going to cut them around like so. I think it must look like puppets sometimes when I'm moving my hands around and I've got all these pieces attached to me. It's like doing a puppet show. That's kind of what it reminds me of. If I was watching, that's what it would remind me of. Just doing a puppet show with all these bits and pieces on me. Okay, that fits a bit better. And what time is on this one? I think that's also 10 past 2. So maybe all the ones in the same room are about the same time. They do seem to be so far. So maybe it's these ones, all the ones which say, including that one, which say 10 past 2 are in the same room, but other parts of the house, the time changes. How about that? That's some thinking about. How would that be to live, huh? That, you know, you start in your bedroom and it's 6 in the morning or whatever, and then by the time you get to your lounge it's 10 in the morning, and then you get into your kitchen and it's 8 at night. It would be very confusing. I think that's what this house is going to look like. because this is definitely a different time. I'm trying to work out what time. Maybe 10 to 7, something like that. Okay, let me go get that wire. Okay, we need 3 strips of it. Make sure that's down enough. So these can just go to one side a second. No, she wants to play with the other dogs. She's not allowed to. Not this time. Get her for a season as she can. I think that's what she's after, though, is to play with them. Okay, right, I have 1 clock left. So we want 3 measurements, 15 mil, and there is a measure on the paper, so I'm just going to go with that. 15 mil. Get this out of the way. She's like here. So that's the smallest one. Then we are going to have 20 mil, which is, both of these go to the same side on the clock. And then the last one is 25 mil, which goes to the other side, and you'll see what I mean in a second. My goodness. Okay. Cover her up for a second. Okay, so all we're doing is, see the little 2 pinnacles down here, which this is not lined up. There we go. Is we are going to put some glue in here. And you may want it to be, probably could have used tacky, to be honest, but this is what I have going right now. So the 2 smaller ones, so this one here is just going to go on here. Like so. Then you've got the next one, like so, as she lifts it up and it comes off. And you've got the next one going to go this way behind it. Tweezers function. There we go. And then turn it over. And you want them to be dangling, so you don't want it to attach to the clock bottom. And then this one, the longer one, up here, so that they look something like so. It's kind of a cool idea, isn't it? And that, my friends, I think is where I'm going to call it for today. But let me tell you what we have coming on. So we've got quite some developments coming, which is rather nice. Get that out of the way, tidy this all up, bring in our stuff we have done today, put those for cleaning too. Okay, so my little drying area, we have done a lot. We have done our, almost knocked over my coffee, we have done a clock here. Hold on, my goodness. Okay, so the cuckoo clock, I actually really like that. I kind of like the fact that it does have movement with it. This one's just a little bit too attached for my liking, but it's okay. We've done all of our suitcases, which are nice and dry, with our handles where we have, and if not, then the straps going around. That one I need to tidy up a bit if I get to it. Done a couple of pictures, done a plant pot. So this will probably take you guys a little bit quicker than myself. And several of these little boxes with the stickers on, a closed book, these with things, all the clocks, so we won't have any more clocks to make for the model. And those are still drying, so I'm going to leave those there. So I cut it more to the round circle that they had in, now it looks too small. So what do we have coming up? Let me move my board. We have, very exciting I think, we have a blackboard to do tomorrow. That's very straightforward for you, using your stickers. So we have to make the blackboard and then just put a few stickers on, so it should be quite quick, because the blackboard's all in one piece, so it's nothing really to make. Then we are going to do some signboards, and there are 7 of those. 7. Gosh, make up my mind. 7 of those to make, and we will be using gold paint. Well, obviously I didn't get gold paint in my kit, but I did get the brush, so I will try and use my pen. But I actually think the effect for this, and you just me to say, I think it will be better with the paint rather than a pen, and you'll see why. Then we have another signboard to make. Well, I think that comes under these signboards. Never mind. Then we're going to be doing our animal section, which are cats and owls. So we'll be doing those. Then a few more, just decorations, just general decorations. Then we're on to the bigger stuff. So I am hoping to get all the decorations finished tomorrow. Start on the bigger stuff. Some of those are lights, they're not so big, but it feel like we're really progressing. So we're at the top of page 14 right now. We got quite a few more lines here, but we've made progress, made good progress here. That's a lot of bits and pieces. I do not think they are going to fit on my tray. What do you think? I mean, I showed you what my tray looked like earlier. It was it's a busy little tray, isn't it? Alrighty, so anyway, any comments are more than welcome, and most of all, do take care of yourselves. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I do appreciate everyone who has been supporting the channel. And if I can answer any questions, let me know. Well, what's your comments on this build? What do you think? And most of all, take care of yourselves. Like I say, that is the most important thing. Take care, guys. Bye bye now.